When people think about Berlin, three things: sex, drug, and techno. Berlin, a city with past tension history, once divided, once restrained. But today, Berlin pulses with different beats. Music isn't just heard, it echoes through every street, every tunnel, every heartbeat of the city. From the underground club where techno never sleeps to the rustlers of the buskers on every corner. Welcome to Sound of Berlin, welcome to the rhythm of revolution.
Yeah. What's up, people? Hello, my name is Dean. This is my first song to tune my guitar. And I make songs with these pedals here to repeat everything I do. To repeat everything I do. You know? To repeat everything I do.
I am Susie Fleur from the Netherlands, and I am a full-time street musician since 2 years here in Berlin.
Well, my name is E. Randy. I'm from Cameroon, and I'm an artist, producer, and street musician, and yeah, and I've been doing this for a while now. I think 5 years. Yeah, so that's it.
Hello, my name is Nate Bernardini. I'm a singer-songwriter currently living in Berlin, Germany. I've been living in Germany for 20 years.
My name is Dean Isko. I'm a professional musician from Bulgaria, living in the streets of Berlin. No, living in Berlin, you know.
My name is Jasmine. I am a busker, musician, performer, artist living in Berlin, and I am the author of Busker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Mi nombre es Sergio Torales. Soy músico, guitarrista, compositor, cantante. Siempre creí que mi mayor obra de arte es mi propia vida.
Hi, my name is Dan. I'm the host of the Stage Time at Bababoo in Berlin.
Hi, my name is Scott Hildebrand, and I'm a local singer-songwriter here in Berlin. Originally from Chicago area, and
hello, I'm Marta Zan. I'm living here in Berlin since 10 years now, and I'm a ukulele singer-songwriter, so I write my songs on the small instrument, the small happy instrument, the ukulele.
Hi, I'm Michaela. I'm 28. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. I'm a singer-songwriter and I have moved to Berlin just over 2 months ago. I sing pop music with a little bit of soul. All my lyrics are very emotive. They're pretty much journal pages, hard on sleeve every time I step on stage. But I love it, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Mi nombre es Laico Ruiz Domínguez, soy músico, guitarrista, cantante. Y vivo en Berlín hace unos 5 años.
Hi, my name is Ella Eon. I'm a musician from Adelaide, Australia, and I've found myself playing in Berlin. I just played a set here at Bababoo.
The music scene in Berlin is very big and also very diverse and very versatile, because these are professional musicians that come from different walks of life, from different parts of the world. And this is also what makes it unique, it makes it beautiful. Okay, to get the full understanding of the Berlin music scene, we can just take a step back and just look it from a distance. Where are these musicians from? What are their background and why do they make music?
And what we do here is me and a couple of friends, we all have a musical background, and then we started doing parties like 15 years ago in Berlin to invite musicians to perform on different stages, and we were always looking for a place where we could call music our home and invite other musicians to have the same experience, especially when they're at the beginning of their career and they're looking for a place where they're like welcome and an audience that would embrace their art. And that's when we started. I think it's like 12 years ago. We rented a place and we built a stage, and we were like really keen on creating to have like a really nice sound system, and we have like a lot of passion to give like a really nice sound and something that is really unique for Berlin in this kind of size, because usually live stages in bars are more like something in the corner and you have a little sound speaker and it's more like playing along. But we wanted to like really put the artist in the center of the attention, and that's when we started to book shows, newcomer artists, and at some point we thought it would be really great to have like a singer-songwriter night. And as I have a background not only in music but also in hosting stuff, I really wanted to take this under my wing. And so since about 10 years, I'm inviting every week like 4 newcomers to the bar. They're usually from all over the world. It's kind of the cool thing about Berlin, because there's a lot of expats and musicians who come here and looking for places like ours, form and find a new audience and connect with other musicians and find like a proper stage to do their art. And I'm really proud and really happy. We still are going, and there's a lot of positive feedback from the audience and also from the artists. So yeah, that's basically what we're doing here.
The one to light the match. From now on, all the lessons that I learned, I'm learning them from scratch. From the flame, what's left is mine to keep, and it might all fall apart. At least the one who tore it down was me.
I reached out to Dan within the first 2 weeks of moving to Berlin. I was looking and on the hunt for open mics, but because the open mics, a lot of them are just you show up and you hope that there's a place for you. I was looking for somewhere that I could have my name on the bill, so I knew what time my set was. I could invite friends to come along because it was a guaranteed set. So I originally reached out to him and he got back to me and we set a date, and that's how I got the opportunity to play. I've been singing for as long as I can remember. I didn't used to really know what it was. I used to sit down at the piano back in my mum's house and just sit and tinkle and do whatever. And then I started doing singing lessons and realised how much I loved it. I've listened to a lot of Etta James and Aretha Franklin growing up, and the soul in their voices used to just make me melt. And I wanted to do that. So I just continued to sing and write music, and yeah. It's my first one since moving here, so there's a little bit of extra stress. I think I put a lot of expectations on myself that, you know, you've got to make a good impression to Berlin. But being on stage just made me feel at home again, and so now I felt really good about it. I think that the vibe of the room from when I first got up was like set me up for success because everyone was so welcoming and lovely. I also got to have a good chat to a few of the other performers, which made me feel really calm. It's not something I'm necessarily used to in Melbourne.
Amazing performance, by the way.
Thank you so much.
What's your sound about?
I have actually never been to Berlin before I moved here, but I did a lot of reading about it and followed some artists and things, that just small-time artists who speak about it really highly in terms of creativity, which is amazing. It's been exactly what I thought it would be, which is great.
This song is going to be about, well, it is about, it's not going to be about. The song's about kind of not letting poor mental health get in the way of being grateful for the really beautiful things that are happening around you, and just trying to be present in really wonderful things. They're always happening, you just have to look for them. It's called Satan, Not Tonight.
So I didn't know much about this place until this week. I'm only here in Berlin for 1 week. But I've come here and I've just played to a full room, which feels absolutely insane. It's so beautiful to be able to play to a bunch of faces that you've never even seen before on the other side of the world and be able to connect with them. Luckily, people speak English here. I feel bad that I can't speak German, but it's really nice to know that my songs that have come from my life, which is all the way over the other side of the world, can connect with people here that don't know me at all. And if you don't know much about Adelaide, it is a very small community. It's got a beautiful music and arts community, but we often end up playing to the same people or playing to each other. And yeah, to play to a room full of people here at Bar Bobu has been so amazing. And also the fact that Berlin is a place where people kind of come from all different places around the world too. So it's not even like it's one culture that I'm playing to. It's all different types of people that I'm meeting. And I definitely felt a really strong connection from the crowd. Whether it's through my lyrics or just through someone came up and said that they loved the chord progressions and that in itself made them feel something. So very, very grateful to be here, and I've loved to see how strong the arts community is here in Berlin.
Lullaby for a moon. Boink, boink, moon, may I sing you a tune, a loony tale about your first day. Boink, boink, moon, from celestial room, it bursts a fragment of me into reality. Calm down, stop spinning around, turn your face to the stars. Calm down, stop spinning around, it's time to tell them your dream. And my songs are, modern folk songs, I say. They are some part a bit swingy, but good vibe, with good vibe feelings. Sometimes also a bit with a neo-mellow sound. Yeah, I love places like the Bar Bobu and the stage time because it's, first of all, it's such a cozy place. It's also a place with history. So in Bar Bobu, already in the 40 years ago, they played music here, and I think you can feel that. You can feel the history and all this music that is already played here. What Dan does now with the stage time, it's so important for artists, because for artists and they are presenting their songs, it's so important to have these places to come together and to show new music. It's also good to have a place to practice a bit. You have only 3 songs, so you have to you have to show them to the audience that they don't know you. And before, I always thought artists, they are have voices like Adele or Billie Eilish, and they stay on big stages. But in fact, everyone is an artist.
To talk about Berlin music scene, it's not something that can be done in a day, or not even in a single video. But Berlin is one of those cities where busking is pretty much illegal. It's not allowed, but when the police does it, it's kind of allowed, and that makes the difference.
Yeah. So yeah, we need to move to the other side. Yep.
U8 nach Paracelsusbad.
My back, releasing the enemy, fade into a memory, unlocking the doors in my house. Going for a longer walk. Where is the button? Shut it off. Reach the fixing, every day has come. My heart continues like a drum. Everything is spread it out. Don't forget to look around. Pretty flowers from the dirt. Heavy storms make colors burst. Freedom within limits. Did you notice that light is often around you, here to remind that you ain't blind, just see it right. Unfolding new sides, chapter in life. Gonna learn how to drive, my heart will arrive. My peace of mind, spirit knows how to unwind. No, I'm not done. Today is a song. I'll move along, but I'll carry myself strong. No, I'm not done. You overcome, face the wrong, do it right. Did you notice that light? Did you notice the light? Did you notice the light? Hey, hello everyone, einen sehr schönen guten Morgen. Ich bin Susi und ich bin ein Straßenmusikant. And oh my god, it's really hot. I'm gonna take off my sweater. Just give me a sec.
I started my career when I was 17 years old. I remember my dad gifted me a guitar, and then my mom, some months later, she came into my room and she's like, Susie, I signed you up for a competition. You're gonna be on stage and sing for everybody, which was very nerve-wracking. I have a past of theater and drama and experimental arts, but music was very new to me. So I did this competition, I won the first prize, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do music from now on, and that's where it started. So it's been more than 15 years now that I have been into music, but the street music has been rather short. I still find this really hard to put myself into a box, because in my music career I did so many different things, from rock to metal to techno music, and now I'm back at my roots. So I would like to say I'm more like indie, folk, rock, maybe a bit of pop there as well. It's a mix, many ingredients. I must admit, the street music taught me so much. I did a music study 10 years ago, and of course I learned a lot there as well, but it was very theoretical, theory-oriented, and very much about being on stage, where the street music taught me truly to really become myself, embrace myself, and the streets just teach me so much about myself, about people, about music, and finding my voice and truly embrace myself, who I am as a musician and as an artist.
Dear passengers, at the next stop, your discretion is advised. Proceed cautiously.
Producer, hip-hop artist, and he's turned the Berlin streets in his own stage. So, if you miss him in the last edition of Rap Revolution, now is your chance to catch him. So, give me a very, very, very motherfucking noise for E-Randy!
Let's continue. The next song is in French and English, so let's yeah. Whoa, stop. Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys some French. So the song is called Molo Molo. Yes! So Molo Molo means slow down. So the song Molo Molo, yeah. So I'm going to say the title. It goes like this. Molo Molo, yes. Molo Molo, 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 Molo Molo. Let's do it. Yes. It's something to my time. Yeah. It's something to my time. Yeah. It's something to my time. Every time you can get take the genre mal sur ma jambe et mon corps. Je t'ai parlé, mais tu n'as pas changé. J'avais crié pour toi, mais ton cas t'es espéré. Molo molo, molo molo, molo molo, molo molo, molo molo, molo molo, molo molo. Jessica est bonne, mais y'a rien de tout est nice. En tout cas, on est tous, je dirais qu'il est bad.
Starting my career, I don't really have an exact point because that's what I've always wanted to do. So ever since I was in school, for example, I was like with my friends, we're like hitting the table and I don't know, making songs and trying to replicate other songs. And yeah, and from there it grows, it becomes more. And for me, it's like I'm the type of person that when I think about something, I just pursue it like no matter what. So yeah, so when I came to Germany, I tried to figure out every way, like looking for sessions and everything to go to, and it's also the first time where I saw a street musician. I think that's when I came to Berlin, and the first street musician I saw is a legend as well, Infidelix. I think that's the first street musician I ever saw in my life, to know that this is actually possible. And from that I also get like inspired and everything. So yeah, and from there like bits and pieces with friends, and definitely in street music, for example, like I started full-time during Corona. So I was walking on Alexanderplatz under the bridge, and there was a guitar artist. There was an artist playing the guitar, and then I just wanted to perform something. I just wanted to rap something, and then I went and asked him like on the ear, like, can I just rap or do something? And he said yes, and then I did my 16 bars, and yeah, that's the first. I think that's the first time I actually rapped on the streets per se.
That's okay. If you wanna stay up all night and sleep all day, some people wanna tell you should act your age. They just try to sell you to live in their cage. Oh yeah, but you don't. I come from a very little village in the mountains of Bulgaria, and I started playing guitar when I was 13 years old. Later on, I went to study music. I have a diploma, bachelor degree of drums and production, and I came across street music also very early in my life. My first time performing on the street was 11 years ago when I was 21 years old. I was playing on the streets of Saratoga Springs in upstate New York, where I was working for one summer. This is where I first played on the street, and it blew my mind with the freedom and the people that you meet, different than the normal people you meet at shows. And later on, I moved to Berlin when I was 25 years old, where I started fully play on the street as my job. How it started was I came to Berlin with the dream to play shows almost every night, and I couldn't book myself in bars every night, and also I was running out of money. My friend suggested, Dean, why don't you go and play on the street? What I did, the whole new world opened for me. In Berlin, the quality of the street musicians is so high. There's so many great artists making every genre of music, making rap, making electronic music, making rock, making folk, making techno, everything. The first thing is you get to perform in front of absolutely everyone, and then you rediscover your audience, because maybe you play rock music like me and you think that your music is only for the rock fans and stuff like that, but it's not true. You find people that look different than you, and they love what you do, you know, they vibe with you, with your energy. You rediscover yourself by performing for absolutely everyone.
Nací en 1972 en Buenos Aires, Argentina. En ese tiempo era una época muy convulsionada políticamente. Había varias organizaciones guerrilleras de extrema izquierda, mayormente. Y poco después, una dictadura de derechas fue impuesta en el país, con campos de concentración y desaparición de personas. Sin embargo, mi vida fue pacífica, tranquila, porque todo esto sucedía en el anonimato y en secreto. Cuando tenía 8 años, mi padre me compró mi primer guitarra, se llamaba Con alma de tango, casi como una premonición. Cuando tenía 10 años, la guerra entre Argentina e Inglaterra comenzó. Aunque el campo de batalla estaba muy lejos, la posibilidad de un ataque total se sentía muy real. Eso tuvo un impacto muy fuerte en mí. Sentía que todo podía cambiar abruptamente y que la vida es muy frágil. Eso combinado con una enfermedad que hubo en mi familia y que incluso mató a mi abuelo a la edad de 41 años y a varios miembros de mi familia, me hizo valorar la vida y el momento presente de una forma realmente muy impactante.
A Sergio lo conozco desde que llegué a Berlín, hace unos 5 años, y a través de mi hermano, y junto a él y otros colegas se formó una suerte de segunda familia que tenemos acá, donde siempre nos estamos ayudando. También en el círculo de la música, en el círculo del tango.
Durante esos años tuve una gran crisis con los valores establecidos. Con la llegada de la democracia, todas las atrocidades que habían ocurrido en mi país los años previos salieron a la luz, y eso me llevó a cuestionar todo lo que hasta ese punto se me había presentado como verdad. Descubrí el rock y empecé a tener una gran conexión con la cultura hippie. Sobre todo la búsqueda de la paz, el vivir en amor, en en vivir una vida simple, en conectarme con la naturaleza y con la comunidad. Comencé una relación y tuve mi primer hijo. Para esa época descubrí el tango, o se puede decir también que el tango me descubrió a mí. Empecé a hacer música en la calle y solía tocar rock, pero cada día siempre había alguien que me pedía que cante un tango. Eso despertó mi curiosidad por el género y así que empecé a investigar y descubrí un tesoro musical. Y pocos años después armé una banda y con mis propios tangos y incluso tocamos en una bienal muy importante.
The difference between street musicians and hobos is a decision, in my opinion. It's someone saying that they're owning that I'm an artist and I have something to say, and that's it. Like, I think society in general is assuming that people who are doing street music are hobos, and whether that's right or wrong, it's kind of our responsibility to really show like that we are something special, like that we have something valuable to share. Well, I've only been doing it for 10 years, and so far I've only gotten better and grown from it. So I can't really speak for a very long-term career. I know for sure that I don't want to do it forever. Like, it's something that, as long as it inspires me and it's fun, I love doing it, but you don't want to force yourself to do something you don't feel like doing. And I don't know, I can't really speak to that, you know? It's an individual thing. Like, if you want to busk forever, then you can. But it's definitely very hard, like physically and also emotionally. And it's the kind of, yeah, it can be very tiring, so depends on how you can handle it. It's about following your passions. It's about being yourself. It's about having fun and living your life in a free way. And it's also about overcoming fears and obstacles, because street music is such a scary thing to do, to just like go out there and sing and play in front of strangers. It can be very intimidating, and it's an awesome, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, let yourself be seen, being who you are. And so that's what the book is about, you know. It's just encouragement, like, to help you do that and know that you can, and know that it's possible, and how to make it work in the best way for you if you want to live that lifestyle of like freedom, choosing your own hours, being who you are, and letting people enjoy that as an art piece, I guess.
Berlin music scene also has a lot of influence on its inhabitants. And this also makes the people who decide to visit the city just for a couple of days, it makes them to really be part of the scene. It makes them feel connected to the culture of the music that really exists in the city. And this is also what makes Berlin thrive in many ways and many directions.
I remember local culture being very different to what it has become today with the emergence of the digital world, social media, and how music and songwriting gets so influenced in this digital dimension.
La musica nelle strade di Berlino, che non è solo un intrattenimento, ma è una parte molto importante, è l'anima della città di Berlino.
And over the years, I've thought a lot about what busking means and what the power of music. It's something so basic and simple. You know, you play your instrument or you share your art, if it's, you know, whatever art it is, on the street. You know, I like to say it brings magic to the mundane, because, you know, if a street corner is just a mundane street corner. People are rushing, people are, you know, doing their thing. But the second you have someone sharing art, it instantly opens up a space for people to connect with each other. And over the years, I've seen amazing things happen, you know, and just the things that I know about, but there's many, many other things that I didn't know about that just happen in this space where, you know, I'll be playing music and two strangers will start to talk to each other. And I have two friends that actually were together for 6 years as partners because they met at my street performing.
And it makes me feel very calm. And it's nice to have a moment like this in life that you feel able to just relax. And yeah, this is actually my first day traveling to Berlin by myself. And it's my first ever solo trip. So I think it's really meaningful accounting something live music like this. Because this is something that makes me feel like the city is like real. It's not something just artificial, touristy, but something like actually have feelings into it.
If I want to talk about the street music, I might say that for me, it's like breezes, you know, like when you walk in the streets, these sounds for me, it's like the breezes of the city, you know, like you just go walk and then you just hear these people singing and connecting themselves to the environment, that the street that they are playing there. So for me, it's not just art, it's kind of like the sound of the city. It's like it just brings joy, it brings unity. Like for me, whenever I hear these kind of musics outside, I start to dance, I start to love my environment more, and this is, I love it.
In Berlin, it's really prevalent, and I'm super happy about every artist in every corner that enriches this cityscape. Really, especially as rents become higher and higher. Here in Berlin, those penniless artists, I mean, they probably have it harder and harder as things get more gentrified. And yeah, what made me stop? Actually, I mean, it's beginning of March. It's still pretty cold, and you have this Dean guy, like the epitome of a punk, a rock dude from a music video standing there, throwing the coolest beats. Honestly, that's I'm just coming from my way home, contemplating life, and if I'm happy in my job and what I'm doing, and this guy definitely made my day more than the 2 beers I had before. So that's also the reason why I tipped, which I usually don't do. But then that's, again, today one really good example for me why we need street music.
Well, I'm Sasha.
And I'm Paul.
Yeah, and we're living here next to this here in the street, in the Simon-Dach-Straße. And I think the music he's playing is very bluesy and we like it a lot. And the funny thing is that
I've just brought my guitar to the repair because it's broken, and I play like since a month, and it's really impressing what he's doing.
Yeah, that's it. And the light is also beautiful.
So hello Berlin, this is Jelena from Serbia. It's my first time in Berlin and I'm amazed with the city, and I stopped here today because of this amazing guy who's playing guitar on the streets. A lot of passion is great. We enjoyed a lot. He basically opened his soul, which I liked very much, and dedicated his songs to his girlfriend, which is very cute, and I love him. And he has a lot of fans here. So yeah, I'm also a musician, but I'm not doing these street gigs, and that's why I even more appreciate those people, because it's very straightforward and it's very honest and it's cute.
I know what grabbed my attention. I just waited here and I like the music, and yeah, I think there should be even more street music in Berlin than there already is, because just gives a good vibe, you know, because you walk around and then there's music, you get inspiration, interesting people, and yeah, it just rises up the quality of life in a city, I think.
I really like the atmosphere here. I enjoy listening to her specifically. It's very calming, very local presence in such a multicultural city. I really enjoy being able to hear music from all parts of the world, especially here in Berlin.
I am for the street music because especially in Berlin, in lack of a sun, in a very cold, dark winter of Berlin, this helps. This makes our city more beautiful. I'm for it. Why not? Every place, every area, not just Warschauer Straße, because it's just for the cool people. Just in all the streets of the Berlin, all in the metro stations. I enjoy that.
This is Stefan. I'm from Berlin, and we stopped by to check out this amazing dude here, listening to his music, listening to his passion, showing us his soul. I'm also a musician, professional guitar player from Berlin, so I enjoy it even more. I'm used to this kind of street music because I'm from Berlin. I see this almost every day when I'm passing the streets, and I enjoy it very much. Just give it a go, make more of this amazing music, and all the best for this amazing guy.
Weathered the storm, under shelter I built with my two hands, danced with the devil. He came in the form of a man, picked up the pieces. It was up to me to rebuild brick by brick the gaping hole that they drilled. I find peace knowing no one's coming to save me. No need to fix, 'cause I was never really broken. From now on, if my world's gonna burn, I'll be the one to light the match. From now on, all the lessons that I learned, I'm learning them from from scratch.
I think that the community in terms of musicians here, everyone is just super supportive. I don't think that anyone's trying to tear anyone down. I think that everyone's just looking to work together, which is amazing. The couple of times that I have played on the street, I think that people in Berlin are very used to there being music and sound on the street for the most part, so everyone's been really supportive for me so far. The only thing that I do find a bit tricky is when people do come up to me, they're speaking in German and I don't understand it yet, so I'm not sure if they're being nice or not nice, but we are slowly learning, and I usually will stop after that song, find that person and say, hey, I'm so sorry, I only speak English, and I've only had positive feedback so far, but sometimes it can be a bit daunting. You're just standing there playing and people are either yelling loudly at you or trying to speak to you. When you don't understand, you don't know if it's good, bad or ugly, you're not quite sure.
And street music is something that always has remained pure to the necessity of needing to share time and space with the musician to experience that music. You know, it's not electric. It's happening in front of you. That person's heart is being expressed. Their mouth is open, and their instrument is making sounds for you. So it's something that you have to be present in order to experience. And this is where I think street music is something that absolutely needs to be preserved for the purpose of connecting people on this very basic human level. You know, I've never done street music for the sake of making money. I was always playing music in bars and on stages and things like this.
So today I woke up and honestly I felt a bit overwhelmed and emotional because there is a lot of paperwork for me to do as a street musician. Insurance wants to know my income. Where does the money come from, Susie? What is the job you're doing, Susie? And this honestly overwhelms me. As a foreigner, there's a lot for me to learn and to discover to know how to do things well. They cancelled my card now, which is a little bit embarrassing. So I really hope next week I'm gonna come together with a friend. He's gonna help me out to get everything cleared up. But gosh, oh gosh, it's really hard to be a street musician and to make yourself legal, or like that you can be part of this system, let's say. So yeah, I felt a bit discouraged this morning, but I tried to let it go and just breathe and be like, Susie, the best thing you can do right now is just go to the office. This is my office, one of my offices, playing as a street musician over here at Alexanderplatz. And when I arrived, I had a bit of a dark cloud above my head, a little bit insecure, a bit overwhelmed with life. But then I started playing and the sun is shining and I'm just recognizing that we survived the winter. Oh my goodness, it's so hard to be a street musician during the winter time in Berlin. It's cold, my fingers were freezing, and I can play now in the sunshine, and there are so many people here celebrating the day, the time.
Yeah, it's not unionized, and it's not like an official career. So the way that I do it is I pay my taxes and I declare myself as a freelance artist. And there's no pension plan, or yes, I guess there is, because I do have health insurance, but it's just like the very basic health insurance. The thing is, like, if I couldn't busk anymore because I got sick, like, I wouldn't get paid. So that's also a thing, you know, it's a risk. It's not a job that you sign a contract and go in, punch in 9 to 5, and you have a certain amount of sick days and, like, you know, what is it called when you have a baby and, like, they let you, like, leave for a while and you're still paid. Like, it's nothing like that, you know, it's very underground.
But unfortunately, it is a bit difficult as a street performer with the amplification. So they're very strict about that, and sometimes they let it go and you can street perform. Sometimes you get tickets. I have one fine that I got, and I know friends that have gotten their equipment taken away, and it's not regulated. So when I was living in Australia, they have a really nice regulation system, in my opinion, in Melbourne. And it's, yeah, very amazing. You have this, you pay like 10 euros or something, and you get this pass that says you can do it, and they just tell you the rules of like basic rules, you know, don't blast your speaker at the library or in front of the hospital, you know, just like basic things. And, you know, play in a certain area for only a certain amount of time. And they have decibel levels that are allowed with the amp, and it's like a good amount, you know, it's not a whisper, you know, it's a nice amount for people to hear.
First of all, it's illegal. You cannot do it in Berlin. We all do it in fear because they can stop us, they can take our equipment, they can take our guitars, they can give us a big fine. So that's the first big challenge. It all happened to me right here. So the other challenge is crazy homeless people coming in your space, attacking you, grabbing your things, stealing your stuff, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff happen.
I also feel unsafe with the Ordnungsamt and the police actually, because I am dealing with interesting things that happens on the street, but I am being targeted by them as if I am the criminal, which is surprising me with so many other things going on in a big city like Berlin, that the police choose to come and stop us and then treating us very rude sometimes. And
that's the biggest challenge, like uncertainty in the sense that you don't know if the Ordnungsamt is going to stop you or not, or the police or whatever, so you're uncertain. But I think I've been doing it a long time now that I kind of know, because I know the spots that I choose and I know like the risk, or if the Ordnungsamt or the police is going to be there. So I kind of know right now because of experience. But back then it was more of like an uncertain kind of situation.
Los desafíos de tocar en la calle son muchos. Por un lado, obvio, la parte económica. Uno nunca sabe cuánto de dinero va a traer a casa. Por otro lado, como músico, como artista, encontrar la nota perfecta, el tono perfecto, la palabra justa para expresar lo que genuinamente siento, no siempre es fácil. A veces fluye, a veces hay que buscarlo, y eso es algo importante con lo cual tengo que lidiar cada día.
Most of the time I feel very safe. It really depends on where, when and how. In the beginning I made some mistakes, let's say, by going to places where I maybe should not have went to. Intuitively I already felt it, but I was new, so I had to discover and learn while doing it. But of course there are scenarios with usually homeless people. Sometimes they don't know boundaries or they don't understand it and they come very close. Most of the homeless people are very nice, but there are some people who are in very problematic situations, let's say, and they want to steal money, for example. That makes me feel unsafe when they're stealing my money.
I went to Habanov and I was there, and Dean was there as well, and he went to the other side of the station, and so I started setting on my stuff and I was playing, and randomly like some person just popped out of like my the door, my blind side, and just came and like punched me, and like so that was it. So no one has an explanation for anything. So that was just how it happened. So it was just total random stuff. It's not something like maybe I was like arguing with someone, or like it was just a random thing. Maybe it was more of a mental issue with the person and stuff. How did I react to it? Then it was painful, like to get blindsided with it. It was like, imagine like I'm performing like this, and then someone comes like this on your blind side and like uses all of his energy like and punches you on your jaw. So if, for example, like you have the what the fuck just happened right now or something, but still it was so hard that it actually like fractured my jaw here. So yeah, so we just had to call the ambulance and stuff. So I had to go to the hospital. So yeah, that was the whole thing.
So yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of an alternative lifestyle. Like for me, I just don't really, I'm just the kind of person that I just want to do what I like and what I think is fun, and I love to live my life in this free way. And it's definitely possible to do it legally, but yeah, like you're kind of at the mercy of your own like health and mood also. So you kind of really have to care for yourself and love yourself and like depend on you all the time. It's not safe in this way that you can just fall back on government subsidies or something like that. Like it's totally independent, which for me is for me it's healthier because I feel like I'm giving myself more love and caring for myself more just by doing what I love and choosing how I want to express myself, who I want to sing for, what I want to sing.
When Corona happened, all the stages were gone, you know? And I was doing street music before then every once in a while, like in parts of Germany where I was living in Spandau or Mainz, Heidelberg, but never with an amp, always unplugged under a bridge, something like this, you know, and never for the intention, like I gotta make money today or I'm not gonna pay my bills. It was just sort of like, I wanna play and the money was just a bonus. And I've always wanted music to have that value in my life, you know, not for something to make money, but for something to connect people.
You don't know how much money you make every day or every month or every week of the year, so you have to be really resourceful and be ready for the worst 24/7.
I did receive 2 fines in total. One of them was around about 60 euros. The second one was 180, 200 euros, which was definitely more, but compared to other buskers and also what the police has been threatening me with, the fine can be between 50 and 10,000 euros. So it really depends on their mood, if they want to stop you or if they want to fine you big time.
Y luego los peligros, uno está muy expuesto. Cuando tengo todo armado para tocar, puede pasar cualquier cosa. Desde cosas que me han sucedido, como alguien intentando robarme el dinero, o alguien escupiéndome o insultándome, cosas que son realmente difíciles, o las autoridades. Nunca me ha sucedido, pero he escuchado a algunos compañeros que le han sacado los equipos, la guitarra, algo que en mi caso sería muy duro. Pero bueno, es parte del oficio, del oficio que elijo y que lo hago con muchísimo amor.
And I also like experienced a shift as well in the whole thing because the police 5 years ago is not, maybe they have moved up the ranks and now it's newer people that are there, but the newer people that are there are like younger people, and so for them they have like a more, I don't know, youthful approachness to the music and everything because it's like youths and stuff, so they're more chill about it rather than when I started it was like older people and they didn't really care that much. So yeah, I
have men coming very close to me or touching me in places where I don't want to be touched by them. But what often happens is that people use my material. I had this quite often, that I am in the middle of my song and then a person is suddenly next to me, grabs my microphone, pushes me away to then do their thing. It's like really strange.
First of all, in Berlin, you don't have so many people that were doing hip-hop music on the streets. You only had Infidelic and maybe one other person. But then I started doing it, and so one, I had like time, and I was a curator of my own show, for example. So I didn't have to like rely on people to book me or ask people to do this, and I could just take my speaker to the streets and just have my show, and that's it. And the plus was I could earn money from it, and it was like heaven when it started, because it was like I'm doing songs and earning money. I can pay my bills with what I'm earning and everything is good. But as the years go by, then you want, I don't know, then there's a feeling of like wanting more, or like feeling maybe like you're feeling stagnant, wanting to cross over and everything. And so that's where the whole thing starts. Then the whole mental game starts playing, and everything becomes repetitive.
So I have never busked before. My first time on the streets of Berlin. I have been lucky enough to wander around and see so many musicians doing that and just putting their art out while they're just on the street, on your day-to-day, and you can make someone's day by just being out there, walking through and hearing a song that might be familiar or one of their own. And I think that it's such a beautiful thing that you don't necessarily expect. So one day I just woke up and I put my keyboard on my back, I took my friend down with me, and I decided to start playing. And it was honestly really scary. Playing on stage, people come out to expect there to be live music, whereas on the street, they don't expect you to be there. So you hope that you're a welcome sound instead of a not so welcome sound. I think the hardest part for me, honestly, which sounds really silly, is setting up, because it's scary. That's the scariest part for me. You're setting up, people are watching, they're thinking to themselves, what's she about to do? Is she going to be good? Is her keyboard playing going to be great? Is her voice going to sound good? Being unamplified is also a bit of a challenge for me, because I have quite a strong voice, and trying to project that. I can't do the nice soft and fluffy sounds. I just have to be as loud as possible to kind of cut through. But once you get started, I find myself losing myself in it. It's a really good way to rehearse and get instant feedback from people while they're walking past, good, bad, or otherwise. But afterwards, I had that adrenaline rush that I get, same as coming off stage. It was amazing. I do still find, it's been 3 or 4 times I've gone out on the street, and it's still that initial setup, the almost anticipation from people just walking past doing their shopping or doing normal things. I get really worried that they're setting these expectations for me, when really I think it's just myself setting those expectations to be good on the street.
Well, I found the thing that I wanna do, strumming these strings, singing for you all day and night, all night and day. 'Cause if I don't, the mainstream just gets played. What is this I see? It seems I need a little more than my voice and strings to be doing this thing from 9 to 5. You know, I wish that there was some way I could survive. So I put my song on Spotify. 34 streams earns me a dime, and that will never be enough for me to pay my bills. So I go out, I play 'em on the street, but keep getting stopped by the police. They said they're gonna charge me if they catch me one more time. Ever doing the thing that I wanna do, strumming these strings and singing for you all day and night, all night and day. 'Cause if I don't, the mainstream just gets played. A girl came up, she bought a CD, she said, I don't understand this society. And I said, I understand you, girl, entirely. But step aside, 'cause I got something to say. And I said, hey officer, did you see our crowd? They saw you coming and they started to frown. How can this be criminality? We're just trying to spread joy in our communities. People are culture creators, and every group has a creative who would love to bring some sun into our lives. So if you want to define your local culture with your mind, we must identify with people on the streets who go do the things that they wanna do, strumming these strings and singing for you all day and night, all night and day. 'Cause if we don't, the mainstream just gets played. Yeah, if we don't, Ed Sheeran just gets played. And if it does, our culture fades away.
That was awesome. Really awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful.
When we talk about street music and busking in Berlin, it's two-way. One way, it's legal, the other way, it's illegal. First, let's talk about the legal way. If you're someone who perform on the street, you're free to perform on the street Berlin because that is legal, and that's one part of why one way it's legal. And on the other way, if you're a street musician with amplification, in that way, it's illegal because it considered a noise and it's called neighborhood disturbances, and this is the reason why with amplification it's illegal. So if you're using your voice alone without any amplification, yet it's illegal. But somehow, sometime German can be a little bit strict and call the ordnance sound on you. So this is the one way it's legal. But let's talk about the other way. It's also legal. So if you want to busk in Berlin, you have to go to the Game office. So you will get a shine like a certificate for one day to allow you to busk at the metro station. That is only if you want to busk at the metro station. So there are few places that are assigned for buskers all around Berlin. It depends on the neighborhood. So those places, those metro stations that are assigned for you, and those specific place in the metro station is only where you are allowed to busk, which means it's very people who are just, let's say, commuting and going up to somewhere, they don't have so much time for them to just wait and listen to your whole set of song. But on the street, this is the luxury the street musician enjoy. So this is also the reason why it makes more sense to perform on the street rather than in a metro station. This is one part of the story, because if you are performing on the street of Berlin, again, in some neighborhoods, some people really don't care that much, but in some neighborhood, people really give a F. But for us to really talk about why it's a huge problem. Okay, one time Yasmin, she was performing in Tempelhofer Feld. She was at the entrance of the Tempelhofer Feld, and someone called Ordnungsamt on her. Within the 10 minutes she was performing, the Ordnungsamt arrived and told her to leave politely, and she left the location, so she has to look for another location. Okay, for anyone who know where Tempelhofer Feld is or what Tempelhofer Feld is, it's a huge place, it's a park, and if someone or if people or if artists cannot perform in Tempelhofer Feld, which is like a big open space, where can they perform? Where are artists allowed to perform? This is where the question, where do we draw the line of where he's free to perform and where that is not free? A lot of these problems are growing out of hand. And also there is a project called Grün Berlin. Okay, Grün Berlin is a project to maintain and to work Berlin towards a sustainable energy, and also to help Berlin maintain the ecological footprint. So that we all know what happens if our ecological footprint, let's say, go bad. If it goes out, we are aware of the repercussion of that. So it's also very important to acknowledge how we can also help sustain our city and to make sure we don't destroy our ecological footprint, because we need it. We need the oxygen. But on the other hand, there are some projects like it's kind of like gentrification that is going to kill art. And one of those projects, it's a project that is about to occur in Mauer Park. It's also part of the Grün Berlin project. So Grün Berlin project in Mauer Park is they are going to build some kind of water fountain in a place where people can sit during the sunset. So it's on paper it looks nice and it's really look good. But the other side of the project, which is the main key, the reason why they're making those changes in Mauer Park, is to create some acoustic places in Mauer Park, so the street musicians and street music people who are performing can perform in those acoustics area. Mauer Park is known for its long history. When there is East and West Berlin, Mauer Park is also part of the divided area. So when the unification of East and West Berlin come together, it's a place that unifies a lot of people, a lot of culture, and a lot of individuals. Every day, every week, every month, every year, and year after year. And this culture have been existing in Mauer Park for years, and it's one of the best places like most people go to also have a good time, including me. I also go there too on Sunday, even with my kids. But the point now is when they create those acoustic places in Mapak, it's going to limit the artistic expression from a lot of musicians and also a lot of performers. There is already petition about that to make sure to prevent this project did not go ahead, because the Grün Berlin project on paper it sounds good. But the other side of the project is also because a lot of people, like some people that bought apartment around Mapak, already complain a lot to the Senate about the noise that comes out of the park. And so this is also the reason why the city tried to find a way to make sure the people who live around the neighborhood also can live in peace. So they have to find a, let's say, a middle ground and a way to make sure there is not so much noise going out of the park into residential area where other people live. But my park, again, it's part of a residential area. So anyone who lives there or who get apartment there should be aware of this in the first place. Again, there is another gentrification that's going to kill a lot of artist work and also a lot of artistic expression. And what can we do and what could be our own role in maintaining our local art culture? One of the most important thing to do is to support our local artists in the way we can. In many ways and in some ways through recommendation, like their posts, share their music, share their work, share their art with the general public. Again, this is just one part of the problem. This is not the whole part of the problem, but this is huge problem that if the project goes on, Mapak is not going to be what it used to be. So if people cannot perform music on the street without being harassed by the police and tell them to stop, if people cannot perform on the street without people calling hotline stamp of them, again, Berlin local people, Berlin local residents are really beautiful people and amazing people. We also have to point that out because without them, all these artists also won't really have the platform. Again, it still comes to the local people still supporting the artists, because when the art culture die because of gentrification, when there is no music, there is no life, because in our heart, we are living because of a beat, and that beat is called heartbeat. When that heartbeat stops, everything stops, and we are dead. So we don't want our society dead. We need our society to be alive because we need the music to keep breathing.
Yeah, so I think I would love to see Berlin take more of a role in, doing regulation in a good way, where they say, okay, you can do it with the amp, but here are the regulations. Because right now it's just, you can't just outlaw all the amplification, because then if you're playing guitar and singing, or most artists won't be able to be heard, and it doesn't allow for that then. And I think another thing that's so beautiful about street art is it allows artists to just be able to express their art and share their art and make connections. And there's no barriers, there's no gatekeepers. You go and you play, and a lot of artists have been, discovered, and their career has gone skyrocketing because of busking and street music. So it's not only great for the artists, but it's great for the community. Brings in tourism, people come to places like Berlin to see the street art. So it's a really important thing, in my opinion. And yeah, so I hope to see that more regulation and allowing.
Penso che ci sono molti modi per sostenere gli artisti di strada, iniziando da piccoli gesti significativi, tipo fermarsi veramente ad ascoltare la musica e quello che hanno da dire, non solo di passaggio. Anche un sorriso, 2 parole, anche fargli sapere se ti è piaciuto e se hai sentito quello che ti ha trasmesso la sua musica, farglielo sapere. Acquistare un disco o seguirlo e condividere anche sui social. E last but not least, donazioni, perché comunque un sorriso scalda il cuore, però con un sorriso non si può pagare l'affitto. E in generale penso che sia importante sostenere iniziative locali e firmare petizioni per salvare la musica che in questo momento è a rischio.
It varies very much. I think it's been 4 times that I have busked, depending on the spot. I live in Charlottenburg, so because my keyboard's quite heavy, try and find places that are close. First time was on the main street. Don't ask me to pronounce it because I don't know how. And I made €20 on the first go, which was amazing in half an hour because I set that I was only going to do 30 minutes. So after that, I was like, this is great. If I do this every day, that pays for my groceries. The next time I went, I think I only made €10. So I kind of changed up the spot on the third go and made €3.50 in the same amount of time. Do I think that if I had played longer, it would have changed? I don't think necessarily. It just depends on the day. I then moved location and started busking at the beginning of a park, and that day I made €15, but then the next day I made €5. So it's very inconsistent. I think that if I were to do it full time, it would be really difficult to say pay rent or bills or things like that unless you're in a real hub of a place. But because I'm only just kind of starting, I am unamplified, so it's just my voice and the keyboard. I don't really cut through. People might be like, what's that noise? Instead of actually realizing what I'm doing. But yeah, I would love to do it every day as my job, but I don't know that I could do that with bills and things coming in as well.
As a small venue in a little bar, we don't have much of budget to promote the shows. We can't really have ads all over the place. So it's more like a mouth-to-mouth thing. We encourage every artist to invite friends, obviously, so things keep rolling, because this is very essential that we draw a certain amount of people here to enjoy the live music, because from the money we collect as donations and at the door, we really try to provide some money for the artists, and also we have to keep this place running because it's expensive to have a place in Berlin, obviously, and we have to pay the staff, we have to pay for the equipment and for the sound and everything, and for any kind of stuff. So obviously money-wise it's always a struggle, but we are really glad to be part of a cultural scene here in Berlin that we all grew up with and that we really want to endure, and we see the reaction from people that really come from all over Berlin to enjoy a night with us, and especially from the artists that give us fantastic feedback about the way that we try to host them and give them a platform to perform their music.
Especially here in Berlin, there were so many artists. There are so many places where artists perform. The people, the audience, they're coming, they are used to pay nothing. And of course, this is a situation where artists struggle because they need something to live, and you need money to live. And this is a bit of pity, especially in places like Berlin, because they are so big, they are so huge, there were so many things going on every evening, and the people, for example, when I invite friends to come to my gigs, they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, there was already something else going on," or even they say, "Oh, it costs a bit. Normally it's for free." And this is a bit of pity in places like Berlin. But I think also Berlin is very, very important for networking.
Try to talk to everybody who enjoys live music. For instance, I'm a performer, and it's necessary that everybody understands, especially in times of Spotify and YouTube, and where music seems to be freely available. It's very important to support artists because that's what they live off. It's just like they give their heart and sweat and soul into this, and don't shy away to go to a show, to pay properly, but also talk to the artists, give them their support, and follow them on their social media, and buy their records or download their stuff, or whatever it is that you can support an artist, because it's immensely necessary, especially in times where it's not so easy anymore that you find a deal with a label, or you have a promotion agency or a booking agency. So when you see a local artist that you really like, support this person, because they're really immensely grateful. and from the side of somebody who works in a venue that tries to provide a space for artists is basically the same, you know. Come here, enjoy the time, and don't shy away, and talk about the place, and also bring friends, and help this kind of musical society that we have not to die. Because it's what we see right now, that's a lot of places are not able to finance what they do, and it's nothing anybody gets rich with. It's really just a necessity to feel like to bring like music and joy and entertainment to people in a way that they still can afford it. So I would really be happy for everybody and for every venue and for every musician that we can keep doing this for a long, long time. Thank you.
I would love to create more success for myself. Fame is not something I'm really seeking for, but successful definitely, because I would love to buy myself a house at some point. That would be great if I can do that through music, obviously. And I have a goal for next year to start a band, and I have a good feeling that once I start a band, other opportunities, greater opportunities will open up for me. Right now it's just my voice and the guitar, you know, and some venues are saying, we love your music, Susie, but it's too small. We need to have you a band. So that's something I'm manifesting for the future for sure. And yeah, just write a lot more music. I would love to release an album and stuff like that.
The other disadvantage on my side was the voice, was my voice, because once I started out, it was like I wanted to go out every single day because I just really liked it that much, and I'm the type of person, when I like something, I just do it as much as I can. And so along the years, I think it changed my voice. And then, so for the last year and stuff, I've had to like really dial it down in order to keep my vocal cords and stuff. So like, maybe I don't make the money I used to make, but it's more healthy for me, because I actually went to the hospital and they said if I continue like this, maybe I'll have to like have a operation for the voice and stuff like this, because I'm stretching, because like speaking for like 3-4 hours every day is like, it's not that good for the voice.
It's also not always safe. There are crazy people on the streets of Berlin who will provoke you, and they will see the opportunity, make a scene when they see you playing a show and having a lot of people around you. And a lot of these things happen to all of us street musicians. Doesn't matter what music we play, we go through the same shit, all of it. There are people coming and, you know, attacking you. There are people coming and messing with your equipment. There are people coming and stealing from you. All kinds of stuff like that happen on the street. But in the end, the positives are a lot more.
Yeah, and as far as how can we preserve this art form, I think that you just need to connect to it, you know. Take off your headphones, put away your phones. If you see somebody playing music, stop, listen, and connect to that art, and connect to the people around you who are experiencing that art. But don't just do it once, do it again and again and again. Find out every single place around you that's providing a room and a stage for people to freely express what they want to say through their music, and continue doing this. And I think this is what enriches our community, it enriches our culture, and it enriches the connections that we have with the people around us. And I think this is really the most important thing.
Memphis to Tennessee, son brought me cash embezzling. I tried hard, tried to make it real, bring back the past, that's not back feel. Driving down that road, not by myself. I got the blues in my bones, country rhythms underneath my wheels. Those records spin, still breathe their life. Magnolia trees, that southern spice. Big Mama Thornton and Memphis Slim. Hound dogs keep barking, better let them in. Driving down that road, not by myself. I got the blues in my bones, country rhythms underneath my wheels. off your TV, switch off your phone, dance freely 'cause you're not alone. Pick up a groove, a little lick, shake and move, make your heart tick. Driving down that road, not by myself. I got the blues in my bones, country rhythms underneath my wheels. Go down to the river, down to the river. Go down to the river, go down to the river. Go down, go down, go down. I've been to Memphis, to Tennessee. Sex brought me Otis and Booker T. They worked hard, brought us that soul. I'll sing it now 'cause it never gets old. Driving down that road, not by myself. I got the blues in my bones, country rhythms underneath my wheels. Oh, driving down that road, not by myself. I got the blues in my bones, country rhythms underneath my wheels. I got the blues in my bones, country rhythms underneath my wheels. I got the blues in my bones, country rhythms underneath my wheels. Yeah.
Music has always been the center of everything, and it's very hard to keep going, especially when no one is clapping. And this is the reason why so many people are scared of embarking on this artistic journey, because of the fear of maybe people are not going to like it. But just do it.
Berlin has so much to offer. It's overwhelmingly beautiful what's possible over here, but it takes time for me to build this up and allow myself, because I'm a full-time musician, so usually night outs are the times I am working. But I feel there is so much possible here in this city, and there's so many color and flavors and ingredients and colors. It's give you a big answer that the sky is the limit in Berlin. That's how it feels.
It's just to do it. Like you cannot, you just have to do it. Like there's no other way. Like you just have to do it. It's just like anything else. If you don't do it, then you're never gonna either get better. You're not gonna start. You have to start somewhere. You have to be like bad, and you just have to do it. That's it basically.
I really recommend going to the street. It's the best music university you can do. You know, the second you interact with people, you're performing, and that's practice right there. And you know, you kind of see what works, and there's so many factors to what works. You know, every style, every musician is different with, you know, the time, place, repertoire, what you're doing, and how you interact with people. So it's a really beautiful thing for artists.
My biggest advice to young creators is to own it and do it. People won't always think that it's the right choice, but I strongly believe that it is a part of you, that if you don't just continue to create every day, you will not be your full self. And I think that you need to surround yourself with creative people and people who are supportive, honest with you, not always like blowing smoke up your ass, but being honest, and just other people who love what they do as well.
Perfectionism is the thing that stops us from moving forward so much. Get your instrument, get your mics, and go out and hit these streets. In the art world, you don't need only quality, you need quantity as well. And what I mean by that is you have to play a lot of shows. You have to play a lot of shows to get good. You have to record a lot of songs until you start making good bangers. Maybe you do it from the first try, but the thing is you have to do a lot.
Mi humilde consejo para alguien que quiera ser músico, ya sea en un escenario o en las calles, es que sea honesto consigo mismo, que escuche el sonido que emite la vibración de su corazón, de su alma, y que no le importe nada más. Que el éxito si tiene que llegar, llegará, y que no hay éxito mayor que ser honesto y genuino con uno mismo.